Okay, ready? What's up, riders? Kevin Wilson with BMX Hunters here, and I wanted to take a quick minute to share with you guys my experiences on purchasing fake frames and parts from Thailand, from Mr. BMX in Thailand. Some of you on the Facebook pages and that type of thing have seen this guy selling stuff. I'm sure some of you have wondered if this stuff, if the guy ever really ships it. What does it look like? What's the quality? And I was one of the people that actually purchased stuff from him. Out of curiosity, I had to find out what it was all about. So here's what happened when I contacted Mr. BMX in Thailand to purchase frames. At first I reached out to him. I said I was interested in the quad angle, the Generation 2 quad angle. I wanted a phase 1. He told me a price in baht. It turned out that the conversion rate was right around 325 bucks for a frame and fork set shipped to my door. I sent the money. I sent him 650 bucks roughly via PayPal to him in Thailand, and approximately, I don't know, 4 months later, I received my frames, and here's what happened in the process. So when I sent the money, I waited I knew it was going to take a long time, so I waited about two and a half, 3 months, and nothing happened. No tracking number. I would text him, I'd message him every once in a while, hey, what's going on with my frames? At first he was very responsive. He'd say, oh, they've been shipped. Here's a picture of the box with my address on it, which made me feel really good. And then I would say, hey, do you have a tracking number? And he would say, he wouldn't say anything actually. He would just ignore me. And then he'd say, well, the frames are stuck in, the box is stuck in customs. And then I'd respond back to him and say, hey, is it in the US customs or is it in Thailand customs? He could never answer my question. And there was several texts back and forth for status. And after about three and a half months, I kind of gave up on him. I said, okay, they're never going to show up. I'll just start blasting him on Facebook, on the Facebook groups for him not sending my stuff. In the meantime, I had posted a bunch of ads or comments on some of his ads, for sale ads, and thinking that for the most part, a lot of people were going to give me a hard time for buying stuff, because there's a lot of purists out there that want, that totally refrain from knockoffs, and I totally understand why. But I put a couple of comments on some of those Facebook ads saying, yeah, I bought this, I bought that, I'm waiting for it. And I thought I'd get a lot of negative feedback and a lot of pushback from a lot of the collectors out there that are against knockoff frames. Ironically, it was about 50-50. There were about 50% of the guys that commented saying, hey, I want one of those. I actually bought one of those. I'm waiting on mine. Some were more negative than others. Some people bought a frame and never got it, or waiting like me. Some received a frame that was damaged, that was waiting for a replacement from Mr. BMX Thailand. Finally, after 4 months, I gave up, and one day I came home, and lo and behold, there was a box on my front porch, and my frames had arrived. So I want to show you the frames today. Now that I've shared my experiences, let me show you what you get from Mr. BMX in Thailand for 325 bucks for a frame and fork set. Here we go. This is my phase 1. I call it the fake one. I reached out to him and I told him I wanted a CW frame and forks. Looks pretty good, right? The quality is pretty good. It has one weep hole underneath the top tube, which doesn't look too bad. It's actually not a bad frame. It's pretty nice. I don't have no problems with this frame. Then it comes to the forks. I was supposed to get CW forks. Now look at these. These aren't CW forks. These are fake Haro forks. Now, why would anybody fake Haro forks, and why would anybody send me fake Haro forks for a CW frame? I have no idea. They look to be in pretty decent shape, pretty good condition. The craftsmanship isn't too bad. But to be honest with you, I don't even know if these are Haro forks. I don't know if these are supposed to be knockoff Haro forks, or if they're supposed to be just forks with a Haro stamp on them. I have no idea. But I've never seen Haro forks like this. But I didn't get Haro forks. So I paid $325 for a fake CW frame and fake CW forks, and I got Haro forks. Now, could I contact them and say, hey, do you want my money back, or I want my Haro forks, or I want my CW forks? Yeah, but it's not, at this point, it's not worth it. I'm not going to pursue it. I'm just going to chalk it up to experience. So, that's my CW fake one. Now let's go over the good stuff. This is my Gen 2 quad angle. Frame and forks. Okay, this is what I really wanted. Obviously it's fake. I call this the fraud angle. And what happens is we got the fake landing gear forks, which look okay. They're not too bad. If you look at the welds on the inside of the dropouts, they're okay. They're not too bad. But you could definitely tell that they're not SE manufactured forks. Painted tube, not too good. Then we come to the frame. If you notice the frame, we have all these weep holes in the frame, which never came like that from SE factory. I got a scratch here, a blemish in the paint. If you notice under here, this happened in shipping. Now, I'm not too worried about that because I understand that stuff happens in shipping, but that's the shipping damage. And another, look at those. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 total weep holes on this frame, which is not correct, and it just shows that it's not very good quality. So, I paid $325 shipped to my door for this frame and forks. So, after I received my frame and forks, I started asking myself, well, what can I do with these frame and forks? Well, I determined that I can't really sell them, because if I sell them, then I'll be worried that I'm letting fake product out into the market. So I can't sell them per se. Now, I can build it, but who the hell would put error correct parts on a fake frame? So, you know, if I put error correct parts on here, it could easily go to $3,000 just for the parts. And then all these really nice error correct parts are sitting on a fake frame. So what I'm going to do with it, I'm going to look at it every day in the morning. I get up, I walk through my den here, and I look at my frames, and I think, was it a good deal or was it a bad deal? And in closing to my fellow BMXers out there, it wasn't worth it for me. If you're getting out there and you want to get it, and you just don't want to spend the money on a real frame or real forks, and you have no intention of going out and really riding it, you just want to look at it, and you already have parts for it, then this might be a good thing for you to do. If you want to go out there and just get something to build from scratch or resell it, I suggest just save your money, save up for a real one, and move on with your life. I've heard of horror stories from other guys that bought stuff from him that were really bad. I think that my experience in hindsight wasn't really that bad. I mean, I waited a long time for them. Are they worth $650 for these two frame and forks? Probably not. But I satisfied my curiosity, and it's a learning experience for the future. Thank you for coming by, and I want to put a thank you out to all my new subscribers, to all my new followers. I know I haven't done a video in like 6 months. I've went through some medical issues, but thanks for coming by. Like and subscribe. I appreciate it. Look for more videos coming down. Next week, we're going to be dropping my most expensive purchase I ever made in my life. 1984 Daryl Young JMC. And I'll tell you if I got screwed or if I made some money. Guys, appreciate it. Talk to you later. Don't forget, keep the rubber side down and watch the lights. Peace out.